I guess introduce everybody. All right, so everybody's aware. Right now we got, Alicia Charelle going to Pitt. She's getting a degree in social work. It's her final year. She got something, to put down on this. We all know Charelle Unique, singer, but we also don't know the fact that she has a degree in conflict resolution. We'll see how well that works out with us here. And then she's also a counselor at a teen living facility. And we got some other dude there. No, we got Los, man. He's a lyricist. I met him doing some social work. He does stuff for community as well. It's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk about some things. And I guess we can start with the unpopular opinion.
All right, let's go.
Unpopular opinion is pretty people don't have personalities. Now, let me explain this though. Pretty people don't have personality. So we're not talking about the people that started off awkward and they had a glow up and they became. We're talking about the people that have always been cute. Some always been physically attractive as they just been that cute kid that turned into the sexy. They've always had that. And the issue with them is they never had to develop a personality in order to have social interactions where people wanted to be around them. Everyone else, they had to be funny or have a talent or have conversations and have skill sets and that.
So that pretty people had to develop more skills, huh?
Pretty people are boring.
Is that what you say? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty people are boring.
Are boring.
For people that have always, not the people that used to be kind of awkward, ugly, and had a whole glow up and now they look good. No, we're talking about people that's always been that way and they're not fun to talk to.
Why do you say that though? What makes people that way? Did you have that experience?
There's no reason for anybody to develop anything in terms of a personality if people just flock to them because they look good and they don't have a reason to do it.
I can agree with you.
I can see that. I never thought about it like they don't have personalities, but I've noticed they tend to be mean. At least the
people. No, they're sense of entitled to me.
Of course they're entitled. Everyone is just giving them stuff and being around them, and they include them in things just because they look good. Well, this guys and girls, it's both sides.
Is that their fault or is that other people's fault because we have this perception of people that are pretty that it's almost I wouldn't say worship them, but you kind of look at them oh man, I want to be their friend, and they could be the worst person in the world, but we feel like we got to be their friend because they're prettier or they're whatever. But I'm looking at it as kids, because as adults, that's something completely different. But as kids,
You're right. You're right. As adults, it is different. We have a little different values with it for the most part. But at the same time, looks fade.
You gosh darn right.
Looks fade, and plus the people that were awkward, they came up too though. So we didn't close the gap.
I would say that I'm sorry. What was it, Alicia?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. We should probably know each other better by this time. But I would say that Alicia is mostly right when she says that it's society's fault. I was looking at how scientifically or biologically, people that have more symmetric features, or AKA attractive people, are treated better by society because we perceive them to be better mates, because then our children won't possibly be sick, be stronger. Hunters probably have stronger immune systems. So when you have symmetric looks, it's just we're attracted to that purely from just a primal standpoint. You know what I mean?
You're right, and I get that. I get the reason why we perceive them as being attractive. What I'm saying is the people who aren't have to develop other characteristics to get a similar reaction to people.
I will say this though. I know people who are I'm gonna use my son's mom. She has a very great way of describing unattractive people. She says unique features. So I'm gonna say that. I would say that people that have unique features. I have met people with unique features that are that have terrible personalities, and I think it's possibly because they just gave up on society. They're just like, F it. People don't like me anyway, so I'm just gonna be as
Or
shitty
they
as
just
possible.
suck at developing the rest of it. I mean, if you got
Hey,
unique
no, I
features
agree.
and you have no personality, how many dates are you really going on though?
Oh man.
Yo. But you know what's crazy though is those like. Have you ever seen like how pretty people always end up with like the clown, or they always end up with like the asshole, for lack of a better word?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
because they lack everything else but looks. And it's like, how are you with this dude? And it's like, oh, I don't know. And it's like, you could do so much better. But why do we feel that they can do so much better? Is it because it's not because of their personality, but we feel that they could do better because of their looks?
Right.
But all right, well maybe that's it too. But at the same
Mhm.
time, the asshole got the pretty person because assholes, whether it's good or bad, have a personality. People that are bland, they ain't got one.
I think we
Assholes
should
got
just talk
personality.
about more, not necessarily like that guy who has just developed a whole bunch of game, which is what I think Brandon thinks you talk about. I think she talk about that dude who just doesn't have to try at anything, and so he just is super entitled. You know what I mean? Like,
All right,
definitely
but
gonna
so
use your
like the
card,
dudes that
definitely
don't,
gonna
the
use your
dudes that don't have
credit.
to try at anything. How many times are they also have unique features? Normally,
They
the
don't.
dudes that don't got to do nothing, they're one of them pretty boys as well. They just show up and they just get whatever they want.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they have to have something going on for them. Like they gotta have money. They have something else that's drawing people in. But if it's just based off of looks, normally those dudes.
It's the truth. It's so crazy because Maya Angelou said something like this. She did like an interview on Oprah, and I'm trying to find it. She said something to the effect of like she knew she wasn't pretty at a young age, so she knew she had to be like phenomenal at something. Like she even let it come out her mouth. I'm trying to find it so that I can.
All right, so here's the issue with Maya Angelou though. Some things came in her mouth. She was a prostitute to start off.
What?
Maya Angelou was a prostitute.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with it being her? She's a personality.
So she had to develop some other skills because
You're right. I understand what you're saying. I get it. You're saying that, okay, she knew she wasn't pretty, so she had to figure out what that mouth do.
She figured out some other things.
I get it. But
my whole world just
not on Martin Luther King's birthday.
I mean she did say a diamond between my thighs. She knew that was a moneymaker.
His birthday?
That's funny though. That's funny. I got it. It's just funny. Hey, yo, that's funny. No, but I get it because like I've seen it done. I've been around, and I think we've all seen it. And
do you think that
in
certain genders, like, I don't know, from a man's perspective, I don't think I ever dated a woman totally based off of her personality. I think like there's always that initial attraction first, and then you might be like, oh, what that personality do?
Steve Harvey say that.
Well, all right. So most of the time you don't sit across the room like, I think she got a good personality. Like,
right.
That doesn't normally happen initially.
Yeah, man.
No.
So
I think that's why I agree with
a guy
Alicia.
He looks too great. Does that make sense?
Why?
I like them to be a little bit.
But no, elaborate on that one. Why?
And now, hold up. Why do you say that though, Charelle?
It goes off of what you just said. Like, I feel like your personality's gonna be trash, like automatically. And it's yeah.
So she knows, man. Pretty people get crappy personality.
You're gonna be cocky. You're gonna be womanizing. I don't have time for it. So I need you to have a few flaws, like.
So, Charelle, what you're saying is next time we see you with a dude, we know that he has the personality, even though his looks may not be good?
Yeah.
Okay. Just say no.
He
I
wants
feel
people with unique features.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah, there it is. Unique features.
I like that. I like the unique feature.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Unique features.
They're cosmetically challenged.
Cosmetically challenged. No.
Yeah, it's funny.
Hey, y'all heard of well, I don't know if they have one for pretty, but Ham's Ugly.
Mm-mm.
What is it?
Ham's Ugly.
Ham's ugly.
Ham's ugly.
It's a guy who's handsome, but he's just a little bit ugly.
Just a little
Unique features.
Yes. Just a little.
Yo, because me and my girl used to be like, "You're so ugly, you're cute." Because
What kind of?
listen, hear me out. Because
like a young Little Wayne.
yeah, like you're so ugly, you're cute. Like I may not be physically attracted to you, that you may not be the type that I'm looking for, whatever the case may be. But once I get to starting to talk to you, I really like you because your personality is good.
All right. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like
Exactly.
there has to be the personality to make up for the
Everything
unique
else.
features.
Yeah, for your. I'm so mad at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
You started a whole new thing with that.
Yeah,
You
unique
gotta have
features is the
personality
best
to make
way.
up like the comp. But see, as we said, looks fade. All those things. They got.
What
gotta
about
have the rest of it?
talk
But I
about?
think it also
let's
goes
talk
along with
about,
there's a I don't want to call it a theory, but there is an idea that if you're a comic, you can't be pretty looking. Like in order to be funny, have personality, you gotta look quirky or look with unique features.
Yeah.
I feel that. You say it's all a ghost.
Because you can't be like this chiseled god
Oh
man
yeah,
or woman and
so
be funny.
This is true.
It seems like they won't take you serious. Like, 'cause when you're a comic, they need to actually hear you. And if you look good, people will be focused on your appearance.
Stop that.
Well, you gotta be relatable. You gotta be relatable, and you also, if you look weird or awkward, people are more willing to laugh at that because they're like, okay, well, you're worse than me, so fine.
I get it. I mean, I can get the unpopular opinion, but what about those pretty people that actually do have a good personality?
Were they were they pretty to begin with? Because normally people that become cute, become sexy, that's different though.
So let's think of some people who's nice looking and has a great personality. They've been nice looking their whole life.
I don't know anybody.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, I know some people.
I would say Will Smith is one of them type of people.
So what
Even though I think he's corny,
right. So
he has a good personality.
Yeah. No, but I think Will Smith had a hole personality at some point, like the young Will Smith.
He
like,
did. He wasn't humbled until he went bankrupt.
No more. Dark skin ain't Viv ain't there no more because of old arrogant Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he is mostly acting, huh?
So what about his wife?
Jada got a stank attitude though.
Jada had a rough period. Do y'all not remember when she had the Angry Bird eyebrows? She had a rough period too.
I don't never remember.
But how about this though? What about the people that have looked good but didn't know it though? See, it's about being pretty and knowing you look pretty. Like the whole sexy and I know it. Like if you don't know it and you think like, oh man, I'm ugly and I got unique features and then you may compensate, but you don't need to. But you'll compensate with the good personality.
I tell you one thing though. When you date a girl that's like that, you're in big trouble. A girl that don't know she look good, and all of a sudden you start paying her attention, and then
sounds like jackpot to me.
No, because once you start paying her attention, don't nobody want nothing that don't nobody else want. So once you start wanting that situation, and she start feeling like, oh, hold on, I might have a little something here. Whoo, watch out, buddy. It's about to get crazy. I'm pretty sure women go through that too. But
I mean,
man,
is that better than having a woman that you meet day one that knows she look good?
say that one more time.
Is that better than having a woman that you meet like day one and she knows she's always looked
Well, if
good?
you're gonna stay with a woman
and-
that has that type of personality, you deserve everything that comes with that.
I smell good.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I
You
feel
want,
like,
but
right,
do you want her? You're saying that she don't have a good personality, so you're literally with her because she looks good. Because she looks.
I mean,
good.
that's most men.
Hi, baby.
hi.
So,
Hey man,
so for me, it's just one of those things where I feel that's where it's coming from. Like you're literally with this person. So who's worse, you or them? Are you with this person just because of their personality?
Well,
No.
I feel like most people get with when you do something like that, you trying to in some way reach a status, fill a void. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's some type of thing that you're trying to fill by adding this pretty person in your life that you don't feel like that. You know what I mean?
I'm just anxious to hear what everybody else feels about this whole situation because between us here, we all basically have the same opinion on it.
Yeah.
We all feel that, you know, at some point, everybody's been
Trippy.
going through that whole
Trip.
thing when it comes to the personality. Whew.
yeah, you got. You know what? Yeah, you gotta have personality, man. But you know what though? Like Eddie Murphy was talking about the fact, like if you can sing, then you don't. The rest of it don't matter because there's a whole lot of ugly singers that are super popular, considered sex symbols.
Oh
But,
yeah.
like, the lead singer of a
Mhm.
popular band, and like everybody love him.
Who's the most popular that happened to? I'm sorry, but for me, that was shown when the whole Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce thing came about when they played in Dreamgirls. Like Beyonce is everybody idolizes her. She thinks she's beautiful. She's light skinned. She got a good body. Like she dyes her long pretty hair. I ain't fooled by everybody saying that's her hair. Bye.
Oh man.
Anyways, and then there was Jennifer Hudson, who was, you know, kind of busty. She was big bone. She was dark skinned. And everybody was like, oh, you know what I mean? And then now you got, but I'm sorry, but she can blow Beyonce out the water in lyrics. When she blows, when she sings, no comparison.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would say Jennifer Hudson got Beyonce like that. Like,
All
you
right.
gotta think, Beyonce, when she going in, first off, she going like 100
It's
nights
not
out
like
of the
Beyonce's
year.
trash is singing though. Not like
Yeah, like Beyonce's crazy, bro.
Whoa. I didn't say she was trash. I just saying she ain't as good as Jennifer Hudson.
Nah, she better for real.
Okay,
Who
wait.
is?
I got two things.
Wait, who is?
all right, but hold
Beyonce.
on. Let's say that. Let's say that Jennifer Hudson is better than Beyonce, right? The total package, though, Beyonce's gonna pass her up, though. Even though
Exactly.
Jennifer
That's
Hudson
what I'm
went
saying.
on Weight Watchers, and that's all she talked about.
But
now.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She passed her up because of her looks. Like
Nah,
Beyonce passed her up because of her looks.
listen.
It's a couple things.
Did you ever see like Beyonce's range?
Everything.
Like,
I
it's
feel like
unreal.
when your looks are unique, oftentimes you don't even get a chance to show your personality because that overshadows everything. Like I feel like Jennifer Hudson didn't even get a chance to show who she was because nobody cared. It's like sing something, okay, now you're the fat girl. Like that was it. But I do feel like I paid attention to her because obviously I sing, so I paid attention to her. And in paying attention to her, I feel like when she lost that weight, her personality changed. She got a little more stank, a little more cocky, her attitude was different after she lost that weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Now,
I feel like sometimes though people will be like, you changed because you lost weight or because you got money, but it really ain't like you changing as much as it is people changing around you and treating you differently and having different expectations of you sometimes, or I mean, could you imagine, okay, I'll just put it from a man's perspective because a man could lose weight, nobody would really care. But if a man all of a sudden got $10 million, dog, people are gonna treat you so much different. You know what I mean? Like,
had to say,
Yeah. Now, like this has been a thing for a while because even Sinbad made a joke like if Freddy Krueger had a Porsche, like girls would be like, I don't know, I'm trying to hook up with yo. That's a thing. That's a thing. But that's you know what? I was talking to my brother about this before, man. The reason why Kevin Hart is now considered an attractive man is short is because a lot of women they want a taller guy though.
Exactly.
He's got money.
He out here cheating on supermodels.
He's got success. He's cheating on supermodels with supermodels.
Right.
Like, like for real. Like,
yeah,
and it's because of his success and his money though, because he's like 5'4". Most women are like, nah, I need a tall guy. If he was working at Subway,
he probably still could cheat on women.
Make their sandwich.
No, he couldn't.
But what I'm saying is like it just make you more of what you already are. Whatever type of thing that is like, and people are going to treat you differently.
I feel like the standard
because he's short, right? He got a unique feature. See,
that is a unique feature.
So like you telling me right now, if Kevin Hart showed up and say, you know what, you my soulmate. Let's make it happen. Let's get married till death do we part. Now, millions of dollars, you'd be like, no, nigga, you short.
No, I'm not attracted to him. I'm not attracted to him.
He's probably about 5'5".
Miserable. That's miserable.
But he got personality.
I like other things other than I like other things other than just your money, your looks. Like come on.
You're not getting on Kevin Hart's private jet right now?
But you know what? You just said you wouldn't date him because he was short.
Lies.
I don't prefer a short guy. I don't prefer a short guy, but if you got it right with the height that you said, then he's about my height, and we could probably do that. Because to me, he's not ugly.
I like eye to eye.
See, right.
Eye to eye.
We see eye to eye.
But men is different for men because
he's like, if you can't protect me, then you can at least buy bodyguards, so we're good.
I feel like it's different for men because men can be ugly. Men can be overweight. They can have a messed up hairline. They can have
fucked up teeth.
Yo, look at Biggie Smalls, man. He was fat with a cock eye. He had Faith Evans, like
somewhere. A man is always gonna be able to get a woman somewhere. Now, is it the woman he wants? That's a man can always, because she's gonna make, like you said, she's gonna make an exception. If he got that Porsche or whatever, she's gonna make an exception. Because women, we from being young, we're taught to find a man or find a husband.
But I also believe that females can too, because we got something that runs the world.
Men are not going for it.
A man's typically not about to date a woman for her money.
Right. But my whole thing is that men typically have their prized possession that they want to walk around with. But when they cheat on the women that they want to be with but don't want to walk around with. So she got some good in the corner, but he ain't gonna walk around with her. Break her off a couple dollars, but he ain't gonna walk around with it. That's what I'm saying. So like, because he know that his pretty girl ain't got no personality. So he goes and sleeps with the girl that I'm like, whoa, you went from that to that? What happened? Like, I mean, for instance, look at all these celebrities. Like Mike Epps said it the best. He was like, look at my baby's mom. He talked about his baby's mom, how ugly she is. He was like, I was going through some things.
Hey, man, you know what though? If you look at those celebrities that are like super successful now, and like you look at their wife or their girlfriend, you're like, yo, like really? A lot of times that's their day one chick. And like she down for them, personnel, everything all.
Right.
And they just kept her. He just kept her, and that was what it was.
Oh gosh.
Mike Epps said she was down with me from day one.
But to go back to the original topic, I don't think it's good to generalize people. So I would be leery to say that an attractive person doesn't have a personality. That's just because I don't know. Would you consider Barack Obama attractive? I mean, he has a good personality. Michelle Obama.
He has unique features, yo. Like he got the big ears and all everything. He got unique features.
My sugar daddy. I'm attracted to him. Now, if he called me and said I could get on his private jet.
He's an Air Force One.
Still, the question comes down to: are you attracted to him just pure physical, or is it because of everything else that surrounds him as a person?
No, not everything that surrounds him as a person. I think that he's a very attractive older man.
He's Mr. Steel's grandma.
She likes big ears.
Yeah, like I like the way he talks. Like his voice is very soothing, and like the way he walks around, like his swag, like the way he just presents himself.
But did he develop his swag because of unique features?
No,
I don't.
He's a handsome guy.
Where's my charger?
I don't know. I only know him in the limelight. I didn't follow him prior to him being a senator before he was a president. So I can't say that. But the way that he presents himself, I love the way that he presents himself as a man. Like he's very calm, cool, collected. He speaks with such poise. He's, manly to me. I just look at him and I'm like, man, I need me a man like that. Yes.
Yeah, well, all right. So my question is, if he was pumping gas, though, would you say the same thing?
I definitely would look. If Michelle wasn't in the car, I might walk over there.
Brandon means pumping gas for a living.
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Like, of course, it's all hypotheticals.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know, though. Like, I wish we could do some sort of experiment with this.
It would be nice.
You can't. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know him personally. I just know from what I see and the way that he handles himself as the president. So I can't say I could go and spend the night at his house. And I'd be like, oh, he ain't for me. And I'm interested.
Again, that's something beyond the
physical
attraction. You know how
I'm gonna spend the night. I have my spend the night bag.
He's a nice looking man. He's okay. I'd be like, okay, that's a fine old man. Even if he had no credentials, I'd say that's a fine.
Stop that.
Thank you, Charelle.
That's how I feel about it.
That's how I view him too.
All right, y'all, we gotta get to the main topic.
It's been like 40 minutes. All right. Main topic.
Is that your toy? Okay.
It has been like 40. Main topic.
I mean, I've been very amused with the development of our main topic. So our main topic is talking about the street code, and with especially when it comes to snitching, this whole rule about not snitching, and how it seems to be a code, but it's not really a code that people always follow. And of course, the big story right now is about Tekashi 6ix9ine and him, having racketeering and gun charges, and he's over snitched to the FBI. I mean, he was telling them things that they had no interest in. He was over snitching.
Listen, I have read so much information on him, and I was just looking at the whole situation. I don't know if y'all read up on it or even seen it, but the whole thing, okay, so you sent me the video. I watched the video. So then after the whole video thing, he was coming for the Billboard 100.
Yeah.
And then he started going off. And then people around him were like, yo, bro, you need to chill. Whatever. Even 50 came out and just, first he was cool with him and now he's against him or whatever. So
the whole thing is so extra because he took the plea deal with the FBI to reduce his sentence. He got out. He refused witness protection. He got out of prison because of the COVID-19.
Wait, who?
House arrest.
Who refused?
Tekashi 6ix9ine refused witness protection.
Yeah, but he has protection. He just didn't go with the whole I'm going and being off the grid somewhere. But he got protection.
That's witness protection.
Well, no, I know what you mean, but he's still
heavily
he
protected.
still got protection, is what I'm saying.
He has protection. So here's the issue, though. So he went on house arrest, but he's like out there, you know, on his balcony, flaunting stuff. Like, so neighbors reported his address. He had to move twice to a new location.
So there's a lot of things here. Let's start.
I don't know where to start, Charelle. Come on.
Let's start with this snitching thing. Let's start there. Because to me, if you're just the average civilian, such as myself,
You're not average.
I feel like the snitching rule isn't as applied in the same manner as if you are living a gang affiliated life. When you are out here committing crimes with criminals, then you get caught and you tell on your peers who you were doing the crime with, that's snitching. I feel like there's a difference between snitching and telling. Like, let me break this down because I work with teenagers, right? And one of my kids was telling me how he got kidnapped by some firefighter. He said he got in that house and he said dude had all kind of pictures of young kids on the walls and this and this and that. And
I'm telling
take his clothes off. Dude told him to take his clothes off. So,
all right, wait, hold on, pause. That's like, wait, that's not snitching. Like, if
I'm
you're
telling
in
that's what I'm trying
cahoots
to
with
say.
the person,
Dude told him to take his clothes off. He begins to beat dude up and steal his car and a whole bunch of other stuff. So he was like,
so wait, pause. He beat up the firefighter?
I said, why didn't you tell? He said, I ain't no snitch. And I said, wait a minute. That's not snitching.
Wait, he beat up the firefighter and took his car?
Huh?
He beat up the firefighter and took his car?
He beat up the firefighter, drug him, put him in a car, and drove off. It's a whole long story. I wasn't getting into all of that. But I was trying to tell him, like, yo, why didn't you tell him? Because he went to court and didn't tell him, he didn't tell that side of the story. And he got in a lot of trouble for everything that went on. The kid did. And I said, well, why didn't you say something? And he said, I ain't no snitch. And I'm like, that's not snitching.
Can I chime in real quick?
So I feel like there's a difference between
No. Yeah, of course you can. Go ahead.
The reason why the young man said that he wasn't a snitch is because, particularly in jail culture, if you telling someone that violates you, that's also snitching. So basically, you are supposed to handle that yourself. So with him beating dude up and taking his car and stuff, to him that was the form of justice that he needed to take. If when you go to jail, particularly when you go to big boy jail, they'll make you bring your paperwork to the yard. And if in your paperwork it says that you pointed the finger at somebody and told the authorities that they violated you, they will see that as snitching. So that's why that young man said he's not no snitch, even though, like you said, as a civilian, you might.
So the rule is never get the cops involved for any reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, now, Charelle, if for some reason that little boy found out that man was touching kids, and then he told the authorities, you know what I mean? Like that right there would be telling, or like you said, for your definition, just telling. But since that young man was directly involved with that man, if he would have put his name on paperwork and say, I'm going to finger this person as someone who violated me, people who he was in jail with or people who he was involved in the streets with would see that as snitching.
So my whole thing on this is with the G code is I don't like the double standard of it. That's my thing. So
well, it's not like in jail. It's not a double standard.
Hear me out with a double standard, because I have heard both sides of it. Like I have heard people go, "Oh, I want you to come for whoever shot and killed my friend, my cousin. Like y'all some bunch of bitches. Y'all's this, y'all's that. Y'all need to fess up. Blah 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 blah." So if somebody come and tell somebody that this is who they did and they go to jail, then it's cool for that family. It's all right.
Yeah.
But let it be vice versa for that family. Let it be your cousin, the one that's trying to kill somebody else's family. Then you out here snitching. You feel me? Then it's a snitch. So that's a double standard. My thing is if you out here living that life and you in these streets and that's what you want to live by, then okay, that's cool. But for me, don't do no crimes with me because I'm a rat.
Well, Alicia, what you're talking about though, you're talking about people. You're talking about people that are.
I'm not offering up. If now unless there's somebody in danger, that's something else. But I'm not offering up no information. But unless you involving me and I'm about to be going down for something, I'm telling. Because
but see, that's what ends up happening. Like, I'm trying to remember what comedian said it. Like, I can't do all this time by myself. That's what people end up doing. Like, I'm not gonna do all this time by myself. We all gonna go down. Like, they're gonna Nino Brown somebody, the smart brother from the bank. Like, he gonna do this thing.
Well, it's
I don't know.
At the end of the day, when you're talking about like,
because like white collar crimes are different. Because
It's still snitching, bro. According to everybody's definition of it, it's still snitching. You're still telling.
It is.
Like,
but is it considered as unacceptable though? So if you get caught in like a some sort of Enron type of, embezzlement type of scheme versus, the stuff in the hood,
well, see,
the same thing.
Whenever those people hit the yard, like those white collar crime people hit the yard, they're food automatically. So see, the thing about snitching is like you're trying to prevent yourself from becoming some sort of violated, like some sort of food when you get to prison. Whenever you snitch, you're fair game to everything. You see what I'm saying? If you're a white collar criminal, you're fair game from the gate. You have no street credibility. So you're automatically fair game. But if you're a blue collar criminal or something like a hardened criminal, if you have something on your record that makes you like potentially like a candidate to be just, some type, like I said, food, which just means you can be violated. People can rob you. People can take your possessions. People can potentially sexually assault you. Like those are the things you want to prevent. And that's why you will be less likely to cooperate with the authorities. You know what I mean?
I get it. I just have a different perspective because I didn't grow up that way. I grew up so naive to like street and crime and other things like that. I grew up in the suburbs. So I don't know nothing about it. All I know is that like what I was taught growing up is that somebody's doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. Now your parents will be like, stop tattletelling. Like, we got the definition of tattletelling. Like, you don't gotta come tell everything, but you come and tell somebody's hurt, something's going on, something like that. Yes.
But hold on, I think the no tattletelling rule came about because parents were tired of hearing
it. Yeah.
Stuff.
Right.
It's more so. I don't think it's just.
They're like, yo, stop telling your brother I don't care anymore.
It becomes dangerous. It becomes dangerous if you
yes.
open your mouth about things that don't have nothing to do with you. It becomes dangerous. Like you said, some of those principles that are carried out in the prison is carried out.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, that mindset.
Because
travel.
I mean, as you get older,
outside of the bar, so you cannot be running your mouth about stuff that has nothing to do with you. So I think it's still.
Sorry. So where's the cutoff though? Because remember, like after 9/11 happened,
there's really
you had the whole like see something, say something. So do you snitch on foreigners?
No, it's a mindset.
Is it just domestic?
Honestly.
Like how does this work out? Because if you know a terrorist is about to have
if you're
a vest, the big bomb vest, do you like say something or be like,
no, like
snitch?
It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset. So that's why I don't believe in like, I don't want what I'm going to teach my daughter is you ain't got to come tattletale because it becomes a mindset. So then it becomes a thing of, oh, I ain't going to go tell, I ain't going to say nothing or whatnot. But we miss out on the important things because of that mindset. So it's like, oh, well, I don't want to go bother my mom with this, or I don't want to go say, and then it comes out to be, for instance, when I was working down at the one place, this woman, a woman. Like, you're grown. Like, you're in your almost 40 years old and you're out here telling on me to my boss. Like, stop tattletelling. It becomes a mindset. But she felt comfortable enough because that's what she was taught in her life, that it's okay to go and tell everybody everything that somebody says to you.
Oh, like the barbecue Becky's.
Yes. Yes.
So do y'all understand why people were saying that 6ix9ine snitched?
Yeah, because he snitched.
Yeah, but do y'all understand why they're using that word instead of just saying that he cooperated?
Yes.
What was you getting at?
Because he was saying things and he was doing them.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's telling on other people.
Like lately you get people that'll say like,
you know,
he didn't. They'll be like, well, he didn't. He's okay to tattletale because they were gonna do these things to his mom, and then they had sex with his girlfriend, and then they robbed him. It's like the reason why the streets are classifying him as a snitch is because he was supposed to go ahead and take care of that. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if they say they're gonna kidnap your mom, then if you're supposed to be so street, then you should be handling it with street politics.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like
right.
The next course of action isn't to go tell the cops. You know? So that's the reason why the people in the streets are looking at him like he's such a rat. Even though technically it looked like he had a course of action to violate whatever code he had, like he should have handled that. Like he should have caught a body based off of all that.
Oh, wait, but my question to you is this, though, at the same time, I mean, police are just as gangster and corrupt as an actual gang. They are
even more
a legalized gang.
Yeah, even more gangster. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, so is it really such a far-fetched concept to have them take care of your problem? Like,
no, because
if you hired a mercenary to kill someone who's offending your family, whatever, I mean, is it any different to have the police do the same thing?
No,
I mean,
but
you're talking in the code of, okay, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation.
Mm-hmm.
But the enemy of your enemy is your enemy as well in this situation.
Right.
So never, if you're going to be involved in the streets to any capacity, you have no business cooperating with the police at all, period, ever.
And that's the rule. That is the rule. That is the general rule.
Time. Even if you go to first doing time, you can do multiple years. That's still you handling your business and not, yeah.
They got a saying in the street, this is grown man business.
Right, but if you're not willing to be a grown man, then stay out of it.
And exactly. He was never a grown man. That's the thing. He was never about that life.
Hey, yo, I gotta say this. This is a total side note. The picture behind Los's head looks like he got like a birthday party hat on.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
all right, continue though. I keep seeing like we're celebrating a birthday and talking about snitching.
Okay, so why do they see? My whole thing is like, why does it have to be classified for everybody across the board though? Because I mean, I've seen.
That's why it's a code.
Understandable. But listen to me. So, for instance, like you could be a nosy neighbor. So you live in the hood, you know that there's a whole bunch of hood shit going on around you, and you're sick of it. Like, this is my neighborhood, this is my house. I can't do nothing outside. Somebody's out here, whatever. And I only know this situation because it's happened at a place. I'm just gonna say it's happening right now. I'm not gonna say where, what, because
know where you're going.
So my question is, what's happening though? Because
this is what happened, right?
Los knows too. We've had complaints. Remember, we were working at the housing authority, and we get complaints about stuff that really isn't an issue. That's like nobody's business. People call up like,
I know where Alicia's trying to go,
but see,
but people call like my Section 8 neighbor. They're selling alcohol out their house, and we're like, So
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, that's
it
not. I
has
don't
to
think
do with like, okay, so it has to do with a church, and then the
Right.
surrounding area of the church is a hood.
Right.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that there's a lot of activity moving around.
Yeah.
So you know, some people that live in that neighborhood and go to the church and stuff felt this doesn't need to be going on. So what
Yeah.
if they got the authorities involved? So then it becomes an issue. You understand what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
the church people
can I
snitched
answer-
Everybody.
on the local business people.
Can I answer your question?
Yes. So why
All
does
right.
that? But wait, let me finish. So why does
Yeah.
that G code have to apply to everybody when you're not involved?
I feel it. Let me answer. The reason why is because it's illegal to be black. And since it's illegal to be black, if you do anything to incriminate another black person, then you're snitching. And even though that's not right, you know what I mean? It's us against them. So if I'm involved in a criminal organization and I'm black and you're black too, I'm operating under the assumption that because we're both black and because it's illegal to be black, you're not going to turn me into our enemy.
All right. So okay. All
I can
right. So
agree
the
with that.
rule is, you know, the blackness is above all else. We're supposed to
Right.
consider that first.
Mm.
But
So going to
I just-
assume that you're going to be operating under a certain, I mean, because even if you are a legal black person, right? Like you're the type of person that does things all by a code of legality or whatever, and you went to college and you have a 9 to 5, to some capacity, it's still involved in a criminal element just because the overarching establishment sees you as undesirable. So when you are in that class of potential, just a criminal class, because we've been a criminal class since the end of slavery, you're automatically lumped into Tay Tay the drug dealer. You know what I mean? Like, and because of that invisible line or that invisible barrier around us, the drug dealer are probably going to see you as someone who's cooperating with the man. You know what I mean? When really all you want to do is make your community better.
right. All you want to do is live your life and live it without
Mhm.
having this riffraff over here.
Right.
I get it, and I understand that, but I think that, like Brandon said, there has to be some type of cutoff or something. Like there has to be something, because the whole reason why he got, 69 got looked at as a snitch is because he was involved in the same mess.
Yeah.
But me over here, I don't want to be involved in that mess. I don't want to be involved. And I understand what you're saying, that, we're all supposed to have each other's back, and, we're not supposed to turn, us into our enemies. I get all of that. I understand. But at what point in time are you going to respect me and my not wanting to be a part of your mess? Because your mess could cause me,
real.
you know what I mean? Your mess could cause me to, you out here, you doing whatever, and somebody come up to you, whatever, bang, bang, shoot you, then guess what? I'm involved at that point. And it could be my family member that got hurt and had nothing to do with it. Trust and believe, I'm going to point my finger right at you and I'm going to say you did it, because I wasn't doing your criminal activity. I was not involved, but I seen you do it, and I'm going to say something. But then you got to
Wait, but according to the code,
let me
though,
ask
you
you a
can take
question,
care of
though.
that yourself.
If let me ask you this question though. But is you gonna turn the drug dealer in if he uses that same money to buy the kids of the Boys and Girls Club uniforms? If you know it came from money?
So when Nino Brown shows up with the Thanksgiving turkeys,
you know what I mean? Is you turning them in on that day?
And if they come into my house and try to arrest me.
No, I'm
all
saying.
right. So apparently, Charelle's cutoff is if she gets prosecuted.
No, but what I'm
That's the
saying
issue.
is that at that point in time, when he's bringing whatever he's bringing, he's not hurting me.
He hurt the community there already by using that.
You're right. He is
profits
but it in some double standard, it's like he's helping it too.
Yeah.
At what
So
point
just
in
like
time is it okay?
Turkeys.
I don't feel that it's okay at all. Period. Point blank. Like me personally, I'm not okay with it. But if you want to take that money and you want to put it back in your community, okay, that's on you. That's what you choose to do. I'm not asking you to. I'm not pleading with you to. I want you to stop what you're doing or move your stuff somewhere else, because you are hurting your community. But
Are you sure? All right. So this is where I play devil's advocate, because there are just as many people in politics and other high-paying positions that do illegal activity or shady activity that do both bad stuff, but they also use that to do the good stuff. Like,
they do it to counteract themselves. I believe it's just a counteraction. They say, oh, well, you can't say nothing because he went and bought up the whole team football uniform. So then you can look and blind eye to everything else they're doing. No, I'm not going to put a blind eye to you selling your drugs on the corner. No, I'm not turning a blind eye to that. So my whole thing is that they're only doing it to gain clout around the community.
Okay.
Oh, well, he does this, he does that. Oh, we can't know, but he just shot Lil Ray Ray a couple of days ago.
What did Ray Ray do? All right, so it's like this. So say you have a drug dealer, right? Who's selling drugs in the community. But let's say he pays for the health insurance for the people at the hospital. Let's just say that's the situation. So do you send him to prison and then the people at the hospital don't get health insurance because, you know, the local Nino Brown is now in prison? What do you do with that?
What do I do? What do I do with it? It's either
in jail and I'm not a criminal, I'm telling. Now, if I'm involved,
I can't say nothing because I was involved.
But this is the thing, like the thing that's crazy about like
you can play devil's
the street element is that everybody's unbeknownst to you, you are involved to some capacity. Whether your auntie is a dope fiend that buys the dope, or your little cousin is a dope dealer that sell it, or you work at the rec center where the uniforms were bought, or
that shady little Ray Ray. We don't know what Ray Ray did to get shot.
It's like, or even if you want to get deeper, and it's just like maybe you work at a hospital and these pharmaceutical companies. I mean, those are drug dealers too. So it's just like it's big. It's way bigger than you know what I mean.
You can't go running your mouth about everything because it becomes dangerous. But I want to change the topic just a hair because Tekashi made $20 million off that song, his new song.
I thought he made $10 million off of a record deal.
He made $10 million. All right. So he got signed to a $10 million deal. He broke the internet with 2 million live streaming views. He glorifies the fact that he's on house arrest. Like he's capitalizing.
But I was going to mention that he tried to donate to Feed the Hungry
campaign.
Maybe it was $200,000, and they declined.
Yeah.
Why?
Because of everything he's involved in.
The source, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they don't want to be associated with it. It's a feed that
So was that wrong?
You know, the clout.
Is it wrong that they declined it? All right, so you're taking something that was negative and at least using it some kind of positive. Like, so there's people that missed out on that funding that could have really used it.
That's $200,000 that could have fed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I just see that as politics.
Remember, it's only 45 cents a day to feed somebody homeless in Africa. So that's $200,000.
I just see that as politics. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Yeah, man.
You don't know if that's right or wrong, but you just told me, what if so-and-so went and, no, that was you, Brandon. You said, what if so-and-so was paying for the...
Right, like, what if they, right, and then you got, so I guess part of the thing for me is this. If you're a drug dealer, the people that are buying your product are drug users. They're not like some random person who didn't want drugs and you made them buy it. So you have this criminal element, you have a dealer and a user, both criminal elements, and out of that comes funding for something positive. Do you destroy the criminal element and, of course, by proxy, you destroy the good stuff just because of that? Or do you accept the funding and actually get something positive out of this criminal element, it's going to happen anyway.
Well, they declined, and they declined because they saw something negative somewhere. You know, if it was all positive, they would have took it.
I probably would have declined it too. It's not the simple fact that the whole snitching situation, it's everything else that he's involved in.
It was
like
a snitching situation too for me.
You think it was?
For me, it would be the snitching situation and everything he's involved in. I have a Feed the Children organization. They're already following him, but I don't want to add to that. I don't want to make it look like we support anything he's doing.
Right. And I'm looking at it as you didn't want to support everything else he's doing, because let's just get rid of the whole snitching thing and look at, he was part of a gang. That's not what we're trying to teach our children. That's not a positive vibe. And I understand, you know, there's a lot of things that come with, you know, gang. You know what I mean?
Because he's feeding the children, but what is he feeding the children? Like, what is he feeding them? Like, he's feeding them a gang lifestyle. He's showing them how to be trolls. You know, he's showing them how to really live a dangerous lifestyle for real. And
sound like our president.
He's lucked out.
That's all right, don't it?
He's lucked out. And when a lot of these
his gang.
So what is he really feeding them? Like, let's be real.
Right. I feel you. I get it.
But the thing is, though, he's feeding them that regardless of whether or not his money's accepted.
You're right. I get that. So to me, it's a double standard, because it's like, okay, so just like I look at, and I'm only using this topic because this is what I can relate it to. This is the whole thing that me and my brother argue about all the time, where he says, so for instance, so if people voted for Trump, they agree with everything that he does. And I say, yeah, if you voted for him, that means that you support him as a person. You support everything that he has going on. That's the same thing where I feel that if they took his money, it's like they support him as a person who is whatever he's doing. That's why a lot of people get kicked off. Like that's why athletes and stuff, when they get caught up in these
lose their sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah. I feel it's the same thing as not accepting the money, or the reason why you weren't voted for it. Everything like that. I think it's all clumped together because of everything else around you.
No, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I'm not mad at them not taking the money, because that's just politics. Like, you're gonna do whatever you want to do based off of how that's gonna affect your organization. Like, I mean, so I'm not mad at them not taking the money. I'm not surprised they didn't take the money. And if they did take the money, I wouldn't be mad either. But, you know, like I said, that was just a political thing.
So I think there's more to it. It wasn't just money, because he could have donated anonymously. He could have. It's possible that he was requesting something in exchange from that organization.
Yeah, there's no way he was donating anonymously. He needed that. He would have needed the publicity of donating.
Right. That's what he needed. He needed that
clout. So everybody there's more to that.
This was something he was always doing, though. I will say that in his defense. He was always giving to the hood and this and that. But you're right. I totally agree.
But in exchange for what, though? Like, I mean...
Exactly.
Whoa. Bro.
Right over there? What's in that red cup?
Right. Red water cup.
So I feel like
Jesus water.
I don't say
you're
this.
Right. That's extra watery. Jesus water.
I really wish Tekashi could be canceled. And I don't be canceled.
Girl, yes.
But I just really
like that word.
And it's interesting to me that because of all of this drama, he's gaining more and more fame, more and more.
That's why he can't be canceled. If you cancel him, it's gonna get worse.
I would
listen, so
never had to see him again.
I was watching. I don't know if anybody watches Charlamagne the God.
I love him.
Me too. So I was watching his input on this, because he kept saying, "I'm not saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing on this. I ain't saying nothing on it." And I was like, I gotta. So I listened to what he said, and he was like, man, I don't understand why people keep giving him. This is what he wants. he wants everybody to be out here talking about him and what he's doing. That's why he's being so extra right now. He is like, honestly, I feel the man's scared. He was like, the more publicity he has, the more people want to be around him, the more people think. He was like, ain't nobody going to try to kill you when you got all this stuff going on around you. He was like, because then if you too big for everybody, then everybody's going to know what you did whenever you kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because he's trying to play off of this,
Right.
I snitched on these people because they did me wrong. They tried to hurt my mom. They kidnapped me. They did this. He's trying to change the focus and shift the focus.
Right.
Yeah, okay, if you told on those people who dogged you out, all right, yeah, then I guess it ain't that bad. No, you told on everybody, even people that know.
But look at the people that he's been coming for these last couple of days.
Yeah.
Like, you've been coming for Justin Bieber. You came for Ariana Grande. And then of all people, you came for Snoop, though. Everybody loves Snoop. Like, you came for Snoop's neck. You called Snoop a snitch. And then, like, you try to inadvertently, like, put it in a video. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, why are you coming for you? And then, 50 Cent had to chime in on it. And, like, everybody's been chiming in. All these big celebrities been chiming in. Even Meek Mill's chimed in. Like,
all right, I'm laughing at Meek Mill need to chill, though, man. Meek Mill took too many L's recently to be talking about anybody.
But no, he chimed in to just say, like, when I was reading what he said, all he said was, it's like, bro, you can't comfort nobody when you was doing the same thing.
But Meek Mill also called his last song trash, as if Meek Mill's had a hit song recently.
You don't like that song?
I mean, like, regardless of what Meek says, like, 6ix9ine songs #3 on the Billboard. When's the last time Meek's been on the Billboard?
But you know what? But you also know what 50 Cent said about that, though. He was like, the whole reason why his song came #3. He was like, because there's a whole bunch of young niggas out here just like him now. He was like, that whole street code thing. He was like, it's out the door with these young folks. So when he came up with this whole story that, his mom was going to
bring it to me,
baby, all that stuff, people are looking like, yeah, bro, I would have snitched too, because that's the type of generation that we live in now.
All right, so there's a generation because hip hop has gone from storytellers to drug dealers to drug users. So now we're at a point of drug users, and that's a different type of mentality within the hip hop community.
I just feel like they're all frauds. Like, I don't feel like, and hear me out when I say frauds, meaning like there's only maybe a couple of them that I feel have lived this true street life. Like, I feel everybody else has lived vicariously through other people around them, and they're putting it in. So
now,
yeah. But
well, we grew up on the same thing though. Because think about the members of NWA, like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and all them. They didn't physically live these lives they spoke about.
Brandon's right. Go get your iPad. Bring it to me.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it as, but they're also like, but then they're speaking about these lives, but then they're trying to live these lives while they're trying to do their music because they feel like they have to live these lives. And like, I look at it different. Maybe I'm not articulating it right, but
at some point in time, you can't live that same life because you have so many eyes on you.
Right.
Even if you are really a street nigga for real, and if you make it big and rap and successful, you're gonna have to make a choice.
Right.
Yeah, but in terms of them living a lot, most musicians don't live the life that they personify.
Right.
No.
And that's why you end up in a situation like 69, because you're not really living out here in these foods. Like, you're living kinda.
It's 6'9", it's not 69.
Oh, what I say, 6'9", whatever. I was there.
It's 6'9", okay.
6'9", whatever.
6'9", 8'9", I don't give a damn.
Right.
You
know, like an old person. That's 69.
Well, I'm just saying.
Do y'all like his music?
No, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
No, I don't. But what I'm trying not to do is be that old person like my music was better in my day. Like
I'm saying that,
I'm
but
trying to see what Generation Z and the junior millennials are connecting with, because every generation does that thing where it's our music was better, the new music is trash. Like,
no, I'm not saying. I just don't. I personally am just not into that level of ratchet.
Yeah, he is
okay.
on another
So,
level.
all right, here's a question: what new artists do you connect with, and you're saying they're good?
I love Megan Thee Stallion,
Thank you.
and I love Cardi B.
I can flow with Cardi B.
Wait a second. Now, hold on. So you can get down with Cardi, but 6ix9ine is too ratchet?
Because for me, both Cardi and Megan have a little bit of balance. Like,
What is the balance with Cardi?
You can play her music on the radio.
Where's Cardi's balance?
You can play her music on the radio.
Skippy lingerie, but then she gonna come out in a business suit and talk to politicians. She's not just only one thing.
I will show you 6ix9ine in a business suit. He went to court in a suit.
In her boy shorts, but she's also
all them tattoos across his face.
Huh? She's also going to school. She's getting her education. She's gonna come out in her boy shorts.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a fan of Cardi B.
Of what they're showing these girls. So I can deal with it because there's a little bit of balance there. And so, on one end, they're this boss chick that can show you and tell you who they are. And just classy. Like they're a mix of a bunch of things, and a lot of girls, even such as myself.
I don't feel Cardi is classy at all.
Things like that.
She's like my alter ego.
Do they show more of the sexy side? Yeah, they do. They do too much. I ain't gonna act like they just don't do too much. They do. But
I like Cardi, but on the list of descriptive words and adjectives, classy's not on the list for me.
Thank you. I agree. I don't feel like she classy at all, not even a little bit. But
that's not her. That's not her stick. It's not her appeal. That's not what she wants. That's not her thing. To me,
she is who she is, and I can appreciate that about her. Like, she doesn't care what people think about her. Like, when she came out and she didn't have no makeup on, and they roasted her, and she came back on them like, this is who I am. If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I like that.
I imagine 6ix9ine feels the same way.
Huh?
I'd imagine 6ix9ine feels the same way.
Well, yeah, but there's no balance with him.
But also I feel that he's a scared little boy.
That's like, other than, okay, I'm gonna donate money to this charity. There's no other side of him that is like upstanding, like, the stand-up guy. Like, there's nothing else that he shows, and I think that's the part where I can't get with it. Like,
we could have probably been a fly on the wall of some of them FBI meetings. We would have seen that other side for sure.
But my whole thing is this,
and I don't get with that either all the way.
So my whole thing is this: as a soon-to-be social worker, I'm looking at him in a different light, because I feel that this is a cry for help for him. Like, recently, like, since he got out of jail and he's doing all this extra, he's being real extra. I mean, I look at him as a kid, just like you see these kids out here, and it's like, dude, what? You're so extra for what? What are you doing all this for?
Well, I think the reason he's doing that, really, he got 10 million reasons why. They told him, look, when you get out of here, we're gonna give you this 10 million reasons. You better get this 10. You better get us back our $10 million.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Maybe that's why he's so mad about not being in first place on the Billboard chart. Maybe he was supposed to reach a certain level for this deal, and it didn't happen.
He had all the elements. He had a bunch of big booty hoes twerking.
Right.
Yeah, but them butts were fake. They were fake butts.
I got my rainbow hair. I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm talking trash. I'm trolling. How come I'm not one?
Man, it was, they had a bunch of fake butts in the video.
6 credit cards.
That whole video with the 6 credit cards was like
Apple reference. That Apple reference.
He didn't even, like, the whole Apple metaphor didn't even fit. He was just,
what is this?
Like, yo, bro, like, come on, man.
He tried to double
Like
down on
the
it.
apple is red. I mean, some apples are green, but this apple's red. And y'all try to tell me it's not red. I'm like, all right.
But with 6 credit cards.
With 6. 30,000 with 6 credit cards.
Yo, I was just like, yo, he's so extra right now. Like, he was being just so extra in that whole video. And then, like, the extra video that he did to try to claim that Snoop was a snitch. Like, he's just going, it's almost like you're pissing people off. And instead of you laying like Charlamagne the God said, he's like, if he would have just came out and, you know, did his music and kept it pushing, he said in a year from now, people probably would have forgot about all of this. He said, yeah, you still snitch. But
they don't want to forget, though. What I mean, it is the whole thing about any publicity is good publicity. As long as people are talking about you, good or bad, that's what sells.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the record label, they did not invest in his art. They invested in that controversy, and he has to get that 10 mil back.
But honestly, that's just gonna get him killed.
They don't care about
that
him.
sells more records.
I understand.
They don't care nothing about him.
That's real. Yo, death sells more records.
Yeah,
it does.
I understand what you're saying, but as a person who, I don't care what you did, I still don't believe that you deserve death. But it's just like, you know, I hate that people are using him in that light because he doesn't even know he's being used. Everybody else around him knows that he's being used.
Hey,
all he's doing is looking at money.
I'm gonna keep it a step realer. What if he do know he's being used? You know how many sellouts there are in this world that don't give a darn as long as they're making some money?
Well, he done sold out before, so he might as well roll with it.
All right, so that brings up a new concept, though, because there are people that will die young knowing that they will be remembered versus living a long life and being forgotten.
Oh, Kobe, didn't Kobe say that though? Because I've heard some interviews I was watching, it said like that Kobe wanted to die young because he knew he would be more of like a martyr if he died young.
But that's exactly how that works, though. Like if you die young doing something great or just being in the, then you're immortalized versus becoming old.
Can I add some perspective to that though?
No,
I feel like that concept might be kind of fading because in the information age, I mean, it was like all Kobe Bryant Memorial all January, then COVID-19. I haven't heard much about Kobe at all.
Hey, you damn right I haven't. So then what? So he died at the wrong time. He should have died last year, right?
You got to plan your death out better though. Like that's what that means.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Right, because you can't die around the pandemic.
you gotta plan it right though. Timing is everything. You gotta plan your death out at the right time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I feel like with this information age, you can be forgotten no matter what your legacy is because there's always a new story. I mean, we'll talk about 6ix9ine this week. We probably won't even think about 6ix9ine next week.
No, we got a different topic for next week.
He's going to be doing something to make sure that we're thinking about him next week.
Right.
I won't be. Only reason I did my research was for today's discussion.
Right. That's exactly. I was like, I do not want to read up on this clown.
We got 4 minutes. We need to do final thoughts.
Shoot.
Anybody got any last things they want to say about this topic?
Shit, I would just say, man, as far as snitching and telling, just handle your business, man. Like if you know you ain't got nothing to do with that type of stuff, you know, by all means, be a model citizen and be a hero if you want to be. But if you are in any way involved, you better be very careful about how you use your tongue, literally and figuratively.
Yep, I agree.
All right, Alicia, final thoughts. What you got?
All I'm going to say is I feel real bad for that boy. I feel bad in this sense that I feel that he feels like he's lost because now he doesn't have anything but this.
All right, so you're going with the church mom approach. All right, got you.
I mean, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see nothing bad happen to him. That's all.
Pray for that boy. He lost. I got you. All right.
He
All
lost.
right, Charelle, what's your final thoughts on this one?
Lost too, and I wish we could cancel him. I'm really over him in all aspects. Like, I really am over him. And this dangerous lifestyle he's leading. Like, I'm over it. I hate that he was let out of jail. I really feel like with his shenanigans, they should just put him back in. Because
they may do that if he continues having to move his location.
I would love if they just put him back in and he sits there because he just needs to humble down. I'm over him. So that's how.
All right. All right, Cheryl, you got one more piece of business. We got to figure out what to call this thing that we're doing.
Yes, so everybody that watches tonight, we don't have a name for our podcast. We have a few ideas, and I'm going to shoot those out. But we would like if you could post what you think the name should be. And we're going to add this in the captions as well for everyone to participate and just interact with us. Because we definitely want this to be an interactive podcast for sure. So we have 4 names that are potential names. And when you guys choose, then that's what we'll be called. So we have The Breeze, which is pretty much like shooting the breeze, but we shortened it to The Breeze, you know. We have the 30's perspective. All of us are in our 30s. So, you know, we're sharing our points of views. And we have social verse. So we're communicating socially, you know, conversing. So social verse. And then we also have, oh, I'm sorry, it's probably 5 of them. I said 4, but it's 5. We have Dial Up. So then there's either Dial Up Dialogue or Dial Up Hotspot. So let us know out of the 5. The Breeze, 30's perspective, social verse, Dial Up Dialogue, or Dial Up Hotspot. Let us know what we should call our podcast. It's your girl Charelle Unique here.
Yo, B Mike.
Talisha, y'all.
So Folkland Los.
Hey.
Lo,
And we
lo.
will see you guys next Tuesday. We'll be here talking about your favorite topics and some of your not so favorite topics. And I think that's it. It was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're out.